Hi all. Today we are going to see about TypeScript interview questions. So let's proceed with the first question. I have around must know 31 questions. So let's proceed with the first question. So what is TypeScript? That is my first question. So TypeScript, if you see, it is a open source programming language developed by Microsoft. You have to understand that it is a superset of JavaScript. So whatever is present in JavaScript is present in TypeScript and something more. Okay, and what it adds is main thing. What it adds is it adds static typing to language. Okay, static typing to language, and it actually the TS file your browser or node cannot understand. So you have to convert it to JavaScript. So for that it also has a transpiler which we call it as TSC. Okay, it is what you understand is it is a programming language and it is a superset of JavaScript. So it has something more than JavaScript. So it has all the data types which is present in JavaScript and some more. Okay, and what it adds is it adds a static type to JavaScript, type checking to JavaScript, so that you don't do any errors in JavaScript. And it also has a transpiler which converts transcript TypeScript to JavaScript. TypeScript normally we mention it as .ts, so it has something more than that. Uh, TS which will not be understood by browser, so we convert using the transpiler which is present in TypeScript, the TSC transpiler, and we convert to JavaScript. So this is about TypeScript. Okay. So why TypeScript? Why we need TypeScript when there is already JavaScript? See, there is also always what to say. There is a requirement. Okay, there is a issue for filling that issue. TypeScript came. If you take JavaScript, right? If you take maybe I have a code here. If you take a simple JavaScript code, right? If you take a simple JavaScript code, maybe I will add a code here. If you type something like this, okay, you know that JavaScript is dynamically typed, so you need not mention any type. Now there may be the developer can create a issue like if the file is some 100,000 lines code. In the first line you would have given string to A, and in the last line he can give a number, right? And JavaScript will not create any issues, any errors for this because it is dynamic type. So this is possible in JavaScript. So this actually creates an error, right? The developer assigning a string at first line and in the last line is assigning number. So this happens without his knowledge. So this is being avoided in TypeScript because in TypeScript we are adding a type check. Okay, if I add a sample.ts, this is actually avoided in TypeScript because we give a type as in Java or .NET. We give a type to A. We say string equal to number. We have added a type. As you see, we have added a type. We have made it static typed intentionally so that this issue does not come up. Okay. So if you give a number here, if the developers give a number in the last statement, in the first statement he gives like this, last statement if he gives like this, he will get a error. Okay. See, A 10 is not assignable to type string. So this has been avoided. This issue which can happen in JavaScript is been avoided in TypeScript. And other thing is, if you have something in JavaScript like this, okay, one not equal to one, and if you here you are creating some issue, I am doing something which is not available, okay. So when we run this, we are supposed to get error because this console 33 is not available. But when we run this, you will not get any errors. If you see, you will not get any error because the JavaScript compiler interpreter never goes inside this line because this statement is false, right? And the JavaScript compiler never goes into this line, right? So these are said to be dead codes in JavaScript, and these dead codes, the errors in this dead codes are never possible to find out. It is not possible to find out in JavaScript. Okay, there is a possibility of dead code in JavaScript because the TypeScript adds a extra layer of compilation. Now, if I do the same thing here in TS file, okay, are you able to see the error? This is because the TypeScript adds a extra layer of extra level of compilation, translation actually, not compilation, translation. Now, if you see, now itself it is able to say that there is a error here. There is nothing called console tilting. So this is possible because TypeScript adds another layer of compilation. That is another level of compilation or translation we can say to be particular. And other thing it adds, TypeScript adds is intelligent support. See, as in Java, you would have seen Eclipse or .NET, Visual Studio, Visual Code. You will get a much of intelligent support, right? So it will show you all the methods available for a class and all those. So that all comes with TypeScript. If you put a colon here, it will be able to say what are the types present for this. So we are getting a intelligent support. See, if you put, you have said A is a string, right? If you put A dot, it will tell you what all methods are available for the string, right? So this intelligent support is possible because of TypeScript. So we need TypeScript for solving the issues we come up in JavaScript. That is the first issue is the some issues are possible by the developer. Some he can create some issues. Okay, so that static typed in TypeScript actually solves this. Other next issue is that dead code is possible in JavaScript. No way to find errors in dead code. That is being solved by the extra layer of translation. And the third thing is intelligent support. Okay, which is being provided by the TypeScript. When you write something in TypeScript and you use IDE called IDE like Visual Studio, you get that support. Okay, let me move on to the next question. So what are the components present in TypeScript? This is an important question. So it has three components: the language, the TypeScript compiler, and the language services. Uh, the language is the syntax, the TypeScript syntax. This component has all the syntax, and this TypeScript compiler is for the translation from TypeScript to JavaScript. This component is used for that. The TypeScript language services is being used by the IDEs for giving that intelligent support. Okay. Okay. Then I will move on to the next question. What are the basic data types in TypeScript? So as I told you, TypeScript is just a superset of JavaScript. So it has all the data types which is present in JavaScript and some more. Okay. So yeah, these are all data types which are already present in JavaScript, right? Boolean, number, string, Boolean, enum is not present, void is not present, null, undefined, any, number. So number, string, Boolean is all data types which are already present, and it adds some more. Null is also a data type which is present in JavaScript, and undefined is also data type. So it adds like enum, any, never, array, and tuple. Okay, these are the data types which are added in TypeScript. Okay, what is never? What is this data type never? This data type is you can use this data type whenever you say want that like a function will never return a value. In that case, it will always return a error. In that case, you can use never. Maybe if I want to write it, right? It is a function which returns a never. They say like that. It means that that function will never return a value. It will always return a error. Okay, that's what never means. Void can also use this. One second. So in this place, it can be never can be used, which returns never a value. So in that case, it returns only error. Like this, you can use it actually. And the next thing is so any if you take right any it is like a superset of everything. If you may mention anything like any, it means you can put any value inside that. Okay, you can put a string, you can put a number. Maybe this is because okay, you can put a number. Now before I put a string, you can put a number. You can put anything. When you mention anything, any is set to be the type of everything. Okay, understand that it is a super type of everything. So this should be avoided because it will make you back to JavaScript. It is same as using JavaScript if you use any. So this should be avoided. And array, you know, right? Array is something like this. If you say BB is array, it will you have to give it as a array. If it is array type, you have to give it like this, right? Something like this, right? So we can say it as a string array, number array, whatever. So you can give a value for that array. Okay, this is about it. Null, undefined, and tuple. We will see it shortly. I have a question dealing with that. Okay, enum is another type. Okay, if you see enum, it should be like this for giving values. Okay, enum you can give maybe values Okay, you can give values there. Maybe blue, red, whatever values you can give that. So based on that, you can also assign values. If somebody selects the red, blue, what should be the value? And if somebody selects red, blue, what should be the value? You can do like that. Okay. And let's move on to the next question. Okay. So what is a tuple in TypeScript? Okay. Tuple, you would have seen about array. Tuple is just like array, but it will give a, you can include different data types. So here you can see it have different data types. Array was having only a single data type, but tuple, with tuple you can actually assign a different data types. So you as an array, right? Array you can have only a single data type, right? It can be 1, 2, 3, 4. If I mention it as a number array, right? Right. But with tuple, you can actually have heterogeneous data types. You can say that this number is of number and string, and you can assign a number and string values here. One number and string, but you can't interchange the values. The first should be number and then should be string. Okay, you can have it more than one also, like you can also include a boolean here, that is also possible. Okay, so the syntax looks similar to array, but it is a tuple. Okay, now you can even make it as a array of tuples. You can say like this also. Can make it as an array of tuples also. Can put like this also. Okay, this is also possible. It is an array of tuples. Okay, for pushing anything to tuple, you can just do cc dot push and the value. Maybe the same value I can copy here and paste it here. Okay, we have to just push it as a this values. Okay, so it is similar to array, but here you can have a heterogeneous data types, different data types. Okay, this is about tuple. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So what is the difference between null and undefined in TypeScript? Okay, so this question I want to you to understand. I will go to my TypeScript playground for you to make you understand this. Okay, maybe there is something called TypeScript playground. If you search in the net, you will get, which in this you can see why here you can write TypeScript and this will be converted as JavaScript. So so if you mention anything as per so before that, so what you say undefined is something which you have not initialized. What you say null is something which is not available. Okay, maybe you had a value before and you nullified the value. So in that case, null is there. Undefined is the user has not initialized any value. In TypeScript, if you take any data type can take both null and undefined. This is what I want you to understand. Any data type, whether it is a string, number, or boolean, can take a undefined value. Because this person is a string now, this can take both undefined as and null. Okay, it can take both undefined and null. Okay, because all data types have this undefined and null. Okay, even if it is a number, you can put number and null and undefined there. You have to understand this. Any data type will take undefined and null. Okay, provided you don't have this strict null check in your TS config. In your TS config, you should not have this enabled. If you have this enabled, then it will not allow. It will throw error. It will say the number can't take undefined and null. Okay. If you don't have that, you can very well put undefined and null in any data type. Okay. This is about this. Let me proceed to the next question. So what is the super type of all data type? As you as I told you earlier, any is the super type of all data type in TypeScript. If you if you declare any variable as any, you can put any data type inside it. Okay, if I put anything as any, right, you can put anything inside that variable. The person can be number, string, boolean, whatever. Okay, it can be a boolean, anything. And this should be avoided, because if you do like this, it is similar to putting without any data type, without any static type. Okay, if you put it as any, it is like going back to the old JavaScript. It is like putting the old JavaScript. Okay, so this should be avoided, because you are not using the features provided by TypeScript, and we are using just JavaScript, plain old JavaScript without any static type. It is like going back to the dynamic type, right, where you can put any data type inside a variable, right? So this should be avoided. Let me go to the next question. Is a simple JavaScript file a valid TypeScript file? Yes, it is. Okay, any JavaScript file without any type or anything, it is still a valid TypeScript file. Okay, I have a JavaScript here, right? I have a JavaScript. This is still a valid TypeScript. You can just convert this. I will just make rename this. Okay, you can actually rename this as a TypeScript. This is a valid TypeScript file. The any JavaScript is still a valid TypeScript file. Okay, you understand? So till, even though you don't have any typings here, it is still a valid TypeScript file. Okay, understand that. Even though it may have errors or not, it is still a valid TypeScript file. Okay, let me move on to the next question. Is TypeScript understood by a browser or Node? No, don't have this confusion. Any modern browser will not understand TypeScript, or any latest version of Node will not understand your TypeScript. It understands only JavaScript. The any browser will understand only JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Okay, nothing more. Okay, so the for making TypeScript to be understood by your browser, you have to convert it as JavaScript. For converting to JavaScript, we have the transpiler which is already available in TypeScript, with which that's why we use that transpiler and convert to JavaScript, then only provide it to the browser or Node. Even for Node, it has to be transpiled to JavaScript and given to it. Okay. How to install TypeScript in your browser, in your application? It is very simple. You would just go to your application and do npm install, maybe save TypeScript. If you do like that, it will install the TypeScript in your application. Okay. And you can start doing all the TS, start writing TS files, and you will be able to see the errors, TypeScript errors. Okay. And other thing you need to understand is TypeScript is a dev dependency. It is only used for development, not for production. It is not never used in production. It is only for developer, to help the developer. Okay. So once it is installed, you will see in the package.json, you will be seeing this file. TypeScript added inside, it should be added inside dev dependency. Okay. You see that? It will be added inside dev dependency. Don't add it in a normal dependency because it is used only for development. It is not needed for production. Converts your using the transpiler which it has, it converts your TypeScript to JavaScript. So through this file, you can give options to the TypeScript. Actually, you can tell to it what module it has to convert, where it has to put all your transpile file, whether it has to create the source map, what all files you have to transpile. Everything can be told to this TypeScript by means of this file. So this file, you will see it here normally. So this file will get created whenever once you install JavaScript TypeScript, right? You can actually create this file by using tsc init. It will create this file. I'm initializing tsc init. Actually, it shows error because it is already there present for me. So this file, using this file, you can give options. Okay, you can tell all the options for the compiler transpiler which the TypeScript has. So you can tell what target, what is the to which ES you want to convert, maybe ES5, ES6, ES7, and what is the module system you want to convert to, whether it is CommonJS or ES 2015 or AMD, whatever. And source map for debugging in TypeScript. We use this, we will see this later. Declaration also we will see later. Okay. And whether it has to include all these libraries, the compilation, and the out directory is where it has to put all the transpile files, and it has so many options. Okay. Okay, so these are the options by which you can tell to TypeScript the transpiler options, how it has to do the translation. All this can be told, and you can also tell in by means of include and exclude what all files it has to include in the translation. If you exclude here, I have excluded node modules and spec.ts, so it will not transpile all the files which are present inside node modules and spec.ts, and I have asked it to include what all files are present in source, so it will include that. So it is all, you can also mention regex here. Okay, so this is why this is one of the main file which the TypeScript uses for its translation. When it actually you are providing information to TypeScript by means of this file. Okay, what does TSC means? TSC is nothing but transpiler which is present in TypeScript. If I want to transpile a single file, I will use this only. Okay. If I have a JS file here, okay, TS file, I want to transpile this, I will use this TSC only. If you give promise.ts, it will create the JS file for you. So using TSC, you can transpile any file. Okay. So it will produce the TS file for you from the JS. Okay. Fine, understood. So TSC is nothing but the transpiler. Let's move on to the next question. So we already saw this TypeScript config file. If you want to create, you have to say tsc init, which will create the TypeScript config file. How can you convert TypeScript to JavaScript? We can use tsc. Okay. So we can give like this if you want to convert a single file, and or else you can just give tsc. It will just use the transpiler options, whatever you mentioned in tsconfig.json, and it will convert based on that configuration. It will convert all the files which are provided by means of this tsconfig. Maybe you would have mentioned include, exclude, and it will use this compiler option, and based on the out directory you have created, it will put all the transpile files inside the out directory. Here you can see this, it actually created a out directory and put all the transfile files inside that. Okay, you can see that. Okay, what all ts files are present. You can also make it include a particular directory, exclude a particular directory, all that is possible. Okay, fine. So, but running tsc with a single file will not make use of this tsconfig file. You just run it without any file name. It will make use of this tsconfig.json. Okay. So, when you do that, it will transpile the entire ts files in your directory based on the tsconfig.json. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. What is a polyfill? Okay, you would have heard about this term polyfill. So if you take right, you would have seen ES5 had some features in JavaScript. ES6 they added some more features like promises, arrow function class, and all those. In TypeScript, you will have the syntax, but that functionality it will not have. Okay. So if you want to use promise, okay, you want to use promise, but I want to make it work also in IE, which does not IE, which has stopped the development with ES5, but promise is available in ES6. If I want to use the promise in IE browsers, you have to write extra. You have to provide this functionality to that browser to work. So that is called as polyfill. Okay, uh, polyfill you can use Babel. Using that you can provide core.js and all that polyfill. In TypeScript, how they provide the polyfill is through the lib option. I will show you. Okay. See, I have a promise file here. If I want to use this promise in and I am targeting for ES5. Okay, I'm ES6, it is already available. ES 2015 it is already available. But if I am targeting ES5 and I want to use the promise, okay, if I convert this promise, you see what happens. Okay, if I give promise.ts and I'm asking the TypeScript to convert to ES5 so that it works even in IE browsers which supports only ES5. So it is saying that promise I don't have the functionality for promise. Try changing the lib compiler option to ES 2015 or later. Try changing the target. Okay. So we can do it if I want to use promise in ES5 browsers, what you can do, the other option you can do, you can actually add this ES5 inside this. Okay, ES5, ES 2015, if you include, what will happen is, so this is how you give a polyfill. I'm saying when you transpile, you use these libraries, ES5, ES 2015 libraries you use, so that is added. Those libraries are added in the targeted file. Okay. As I told you, when you run like this, it will not be able to use the tsconfig, but we want to use the tsconfig, right? So just run with tsc. Now let's see whether it is able to convert. If I give just tsc, it is giving errors in sample.tsh. I can remove that. Now give tsc again. So now without errors, it is able to convert the sample dot the promise.js. It is able to convert, and it also included the libraries. Okay, so by means of this library, we have told it to include it. Okay, in translation step. Okay, while convert, it will use these libraries, so that we are not getting errors, and it is also included. Okay, if we remove the libraries here, right, it will give error. You can see that if I don't give any libraries here, and if I you see, now it is giving error in promise. It doesn't understand what is promise, because ES5 does not know what is promise. So you have to include this library, so that the TypeScript is able to understand the libraries. We are actually including these libraries. Okay, so now you will not get any errors. Okay, understood? So this is called as polyfill. If you want to convert, compare TypeScript and Babel, TypeScript, as I told, it is a language, programming language, but Babel is just a ecosystem of transpiler. Babel is used only for conversion. Maybe you can convert the old new ES7 to ES5 using the target specified in Babel, or ES7 to ES6. You can. It is used only. It is a transpiler, but in TypeScript also has a transpiler, but it is not only the transpiler, it is a language which also has the transpiler. You have to understand. Okay, TypeScript also has a transpiler, but Babel is only the transpiler. It is a ecosystem of which provides the transpiler functionality for converting maybe JSX into JavaScript, or TS into JavaScript, not TS, for converting the old ES7 to ES5, or to convert, so that you are able to make it work in older browsers. Okay, what is ES6 versus TypeScript? ES6, just understand, it is just a standard. Okay, ECMAScript standard 6. They have actually there is a committee which gives these standards. Okay, so in ES6 they have just coined, in ES6 these are the functionalities which should be available in JavaScript. Okay, TypeScript is a programming language. Okay, these two cannot be compared, because ES6 is just a standard. which was is called as ES6 standards, where they proposed many new features in JavaScript. But TypeScript is actually a programming language, which is a superset of JavaScript. Okay. What is static typing in Java TypeScript? Static typing, as I told, in JavaScript is a dynamically typed language. That is, you need not mention what type a variable should be. That you need not mention. Maybe if I take any a TS file, you need not mention in JavaScript. You need not mention what is the data type for this variable. You need not mention that in JavaScript. But in TypeScript, it has added a made JavaScript as static type. Actually, JavaScript is dynamic typed, and you need not mention what is the type for a variable. And you can put dynamically the data type is assigned. But TypeScript has made it as static type. That is, you have your it has adds the benefit of adding type. It adds a type to your variable. So it has made the language as a static typed. Okay. So you can't give now it checks BB is a number. So you can't put a string inside BB now. If you put, it will throw a error, right? So it has made the it actually adds the type checking in JavaScript. Okay, which was a dynamic type. It has made it static type as in Java or .NET, so that you are not able to mix types. If you say it as a number, you have to put a number only. You can't put a string. Okay, you understand? So it has made the language as static type. That's what I want to say. So this is static typing in TypeScript. So when you develop the code itself, you are able to find the errors. That's what I mean. So that the developer does not make any errors. What are decorators in TypeScript? So decorators are something what you can write before a method, class, property, or parameter, and the decorators are getting called. You can actually add some functionalities to the decorators. So at runtime, these decorators are getting called with the information about the class over which you write. Okay, you would have seen these decorators in Angular, very much in Angular. If you have seen this in Angular, you would have seen the decorators very commonly. You can see it here. We have decorators at component. We would have used class decorators, right? And for above modules, you will see at module, right? At ng module. So so using this only, you tell to Angular what is that type of class it is, whether it is a module or a component. So this decorators are for giving some extra information. It can be used for login also. Maybe every time a method is called, you can write a decorator above a method which will get called before the method gets called, so that you can log log that method is called, and you can make a parameter has a read only. Many things can be possible through the decorators in TypeScript. Okay, So decorator nothing like this. You're writing like this, okay? What you would have seen in Angular, okay, which is being used in Angular for providing information to the Angular about a class, okay. Okay, let me move on to the next question. What is a module in TypeScript? Module in TypeScript is nothing but which has a import or export. In top level, import or export is considered as module. Whenever you have import or export in the top level, it is called a module, okay. Anything without top level import export is not called as module, okay, understand that. So this is not called as module. When you have a export something here, this is called as module. Maybe export, if you do like this is called as module. What it have when it has a export or import, then it is called as module. Now this can be used in some other file. If you have another file, it can be used there. If I create one file called sample1.ts, in that this module can be imported, right? Import whatever the name you have given in promise.ts, this can be imported here. Okay, now this is called as module because it has a export statement. This is also called a module because it has a import statement. So whatever has a top level import or export is called a module in TypeScript. Okay, top level import or export is called a module. Okay, it is top level import, not export. The export need not be top level. Okay, what is a namespace in TypeScript? Namespace is in TypeScript is for grouping your functionality. It is for logically grouping of functionalities. Maybe two modules may have the same name, okay, same function name. So it is for uh, avoiding the confusion, okay. The same name in two modules, it may lead to confusion. So you have it inside a namespace. So for retrieving that function, you have to use namespace and the function name. I will show you the namespace. Okay. So this is like a namespace. So you create a namespace like this. Okay. I have actually grouped these two functions inside this, logically group these two functions and inside the string utility, right? And we have to export whatever functions outside using this. You have to mention the export in that function name before that function so that it is available outside. So whenever you want to access this function, what you have to do is, maybe I want to access it in this sample. You have to access it like this, string utility dot substring. Okay, you can't directly access the substring. You have to say string utility dot substring. You understand? And give the parameters. So even if you have this substring in some other outside, it will not get confused now, because this substring is always present inside string utility. Okay. Okay, you understood? So this is for logically grouping your functionalities, so that same names in different modules don't get confused, and when you want to access that function, you have to prefix it with the namespace. Okay. Okay, so this error is coming because the namespace has some namespace.ts. If you go, it actually asking for 3 values, that's why it is showing error. Okay, so let's proceed with the next statement. Next question. Is namespace available in JavaScript? No, it is not available. Even if you do as I told you, we have a namespace file, right? We have it in namespace.ts. When you compile it, okay, you will see that the namespace will not be available. In you see this file in namespace.js, you will not see that namespace keyword because it is not available. It is for creating a global space, that's it. So we convert the namespace something like this. Okay, it is for creating its own scope. Within that own scope, that namespace will be available. Only it is like a public variable. This is only exposed outside. Okay, and only through this you can access these two capital and substring. Okay. Okay, so this namespace is not available in JavaScript. This is what I want to tell you. Okay. And what is source map file? I am getting many questions. What is source map file on this? Source, you would have seen in many things, you would have seen this file, right? This file getting generated. Namespace js.map, promise.js.map. We would have seen this file. What is this? This is actually a source map file, and you can generate it when you say source map is true. Source map is true in your TS config. So when you say source map true, it will also generate this map file. This is used for maybe in the browser, you know that in the browser has only JavaScript, right? But when I want to debug this thing, it will be better you debug in this TS file than the JS file, right? So this source map file acts as a bridge between TypeScript and JavaScript, so that you can directly debug on your TypeScript rather than your JavaScript. So this source map file actually gives that information, so that whenever any issue happens in your JavaScript, you are able to directly debug on your TypeScript. So for that we need this source map. So only when you have the source map, you can directly debug on your TypeScript, then on the JavaScript, because the JavaScript only goes to your browser or node, because your browser node only knows the JavaScript, not the TypeScript. You just debug on the TypeScript, we have this source map file we generate. Okay, so for that you have to say source map true here. Okay, let me go to the next question. You know, interfaces are available, you would have seen, right? Interfaces you can write in TypeScript, right? So as you know, in many languages you write interfaces, right? Maybe you can write interface here also. I can write a, maybe I can make use of the same thing, sample1.ts, right? you know that you can you would have seen interfaces in many languages, right? Interfaces, person, and you say what the person should have, maybe a name which is a string, and maybe what position is, which is also a string. Okay, so and you can actually make a variable abc which is of type person. When you say that, then this variable should have name and position, right? This should be there. So this actually gives a way to tell that ABC is of type this interface, and since it is a type of this interface, it should have these two values. If you don't have any of the value, it will throw error, because you can see that it is throwing error, right? So as you know, interface is like to say that it is of that type. It is for as you know, it is for providing for any person should have a name and position. It is for that actually interface. But whether this interface will be available in JavaScript, when you actually transpile it to JavaScript, will it be available? You can see it when we compile this. We actually compiled this, right? Sample1.js. You see here, interface is not available. Interface is only used for development, so that your code is confined to that rule of that interface, right? So the interface are not available in JavaScript. It is available only in TypeScript, as the case of namespace, as in the case of namespace. Okay, but it is not available in your not available in JavaScript. Okay, let me go to the next question. Okay, does TypeScript allow the conversion from JSX to JavaScript? Yes, it also not only TypeScript to JavaScript, it also allows the conversion of JSX to JavaScript. JSX you would have heard when you are working with React, right? You would have seen JSX code, which is a extension of JavaScript. You can also convert JSX to JS using TypeScript converter, but those files will be with TSX. Where all you see TSX, it is JSX code. Okay, so whenever you have JSX code and you want to convert it, you have to make the extension as TSX, not only TS. It should be TSX. You have to rename it as TSX. Okay, you have to rename the extension as TSX, and your TS config should also should also mention the JSX option. Okay, you also have a in TSC config. You also have a JSX option where you can say preserve React and React Native. These are the three options by which it converts the JSX. These are three different options by which you can convert JSX code to JavaScript. Okay, just you have to convert it as TSX, and you have to give any of the three options to JSX code when you want to convert JSX to JavaScript. Okay, So next time you see a TSX, it is nothing but here JavaScript JSX code. Okay. So what is TSX extension? TSX extension is nothing but JSX code. Okay. JSX it is used for whenever you have a JSX inside TypeScript, it be denoted as TSX. Okay, all the React code written in TypeScript, you would see this instead of just TS, you will see TSX because it denotes JSX inside TypeScript. Okay, how to publish your TypeScript application? You have a TypeScript application, how to publish that? Okay, this is my TypeScript application. If I want to publish, normally what I will do is so go to the package.json. You have to mention these two. What are the files exposed outside? You normally mention the JSX. Okay. Okay. You mention what are the files. It has to be exposed outside. Okay. Okay. So you do just include the main file, which is the main file, which should be exposed when you install this module TypeScript application. When you access this TypeScript application from another application, what should be the file exposed? This you include in your main file, and you also say types. For generating this file through TypeScript, you have to include a declaration as true here. You have to say declaration true so that it produces that file. Okay. And you have to say just npm publish for publishing the application. Okay. That's it. So if you give TSC, if you want to build the application with TSC, okay. So if you give maybe what you can do is in your package.json, you can say build TSC and it will build it for you. Okay. If you say npm build, it will build it as a package for you. This, okay. So this will be built as a package in based on the output directory you mentioned. Okay. You have mentioned the output directory as output. So it will completely build it. So this is the structure how it will be in your whenever you publish it also, this is how the structure will be. Okay. Okay. So you can build any application, TypeScript application using TSC. So it is in npm run script build, we can build it so that it will build your application for you. And when you publish this application and install your application in somewhere other application, it will be similar to this structure, how it will be. Okay. Will have a structure similar to this. It is saying some error in your promise.ts file. Okay. So it has built based on the output directory you have mentioned in tsconfig, it would have built actually. Can Babel be used with TypeScript? Yes, it can be used. Okay. Recently we got plugin called at Babel preset TypeScript. So using this, you can actually convert your TypeScript code to a JavaScript. But only disadvantage is you can't. It will not do any type checking. It will just remove the TypeScript code from your JavaScript and give a JavaScript code. So using this plugin, you can actually convert. There was a issue like since TypeScript also has a transpiler, whenever you use TypeScript, you can't include Babel because since TypeScript has its own transpiler. But this was actually making you many people not using TypeScript because when you go for TypeScript, you can't use Babel. But Babel came up with this plugin with which you can write TypeScript code, but only issue was is that it will not do type checking. Maybe you can use TypeScript without that transpiler, that you can do actually, and use this plugin just for converting. That will be a good option. If you have errors, will it be compiled to JavaScript? Yes, by default it will be, even if you have errors in your code. Maybe if I say a equal to 10, okay, here it is a error, right? I will just delete this so that you are able to see this. Right now there is a error in this promise.ts file, right? Okay, if I do tsc now, this will be converted to JS even though this error is available. You will see promise.js code anyway. Even if there is a error in TypeScript, still the conversion happens by default. But you can prevent this by making use of no emit on error. You can say when there is a error, don't convert. You can add this in tsc config file. No emit on error. If you say it as true, it will not convert if there is a error. Okay, so you can delete this. So if now right now there is a error in promise.ts, now you should not convert the promise.ts file. See in the, okay, I think I have a, let me just comment this. Now you run this. So it does not produce the output, you can see, because there is a error in this file. So only if you solve that error, the output directory will be produced. Okay, so for that you have to make use of this option. Let's move to the next question. So d.ts, you would have seen the declaration file. So this d.ts is nothing but declaration file. This is used because when you have a JavaScript application, if a TypeScript has to understand JavaScript, it needs this declaration file, by means of which it will be able to know all the API information, what all functions are available in your JavaScript. All this is mentioned this in d.ts file. Okay, if you make to generate this file, you have to say declaration as true, and this sample.ts, maybe if you have any functions in your thing, right? Maybe I will remove this as false so that I see that file. So in this, so now you can see, since I have made declaration as true, the namespace file is, the declaration file is getting created for everything. You can see here. So this tells you that this file has a let a equal string, and since here I have exposed these two, right? So in the declaration file, it will say that These two functions are available in this namespace. Likewise, it will tell you the API information of that particular file in through this declaration file. Okay, this is what the declaration is file for use. Okay, so this can be generated by using declaration as true. So whenever they bring in this is used to reiterate, this is used for the TypeScript to know about your JavaScript. Okay, so only through this declaration file it will come to know what all the APIs are available, API information about your module TypeScript or JavaScript application. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. How to make your TypeScript work for a common JS system? For that, what you have to do is you have to change it here in the tsc config file. Okay, you have to change the module as common JS. So whatever you put a module, it will convert to that module system. Maybe you want my thing to work for Node. Here you can put common JS. So whatever file gets generated, it will be all uh, common JS. It will be common JS module system. Maybe you will understand it better. See, this is all whatever got converted, right? You can see it here. Maybe will write some export here. Export var equal to abc. If I write it here, if I say run script build, so it should have built for me. See here, whatever it builds, right? It is a common JS system. Okay. If you it would build for a common JS. Okay, whatever it built is for common JS. That is, it will use require and all those. If you convert this as AMD, it will get converted as a AMD module. Okay, maybe we can clear it or delete it so that I can show you. Can remove this error. The output, if you go for that sample1.js, you will see now it has built for AMD system. Likewise, you can build it for any module system by changing the value in the modules. If you say common JS, if I want to build it for browser, that is ES module system, you can say it as ES 2015 module system. So it will build it for ES 2015. So by this option, you can even build it for backend node, which makes use of common JS. Okay. If I say like this, it will build it for browser. So by making change in this option, you can make it build for anything. Okay. Now if you see this sample1.js, you will see it as ES 2015 module system. Okay. Hope this is clear. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.